I wake up early now, not because I have to, but because I want to. The house is quiet. The world is still soft with morning light, and for the first time in decades, there is no rush waiting for me. No lunches to pack, no meetings to run to, no endless list of responsibilities pulling me in every direction. I sit with my coffee by the window and watch the sun rise slowly. And in moments like this, I realize something surprising. Life did not end at 60. In many ways, it finally began. For much of my life, I believed what many women are taught to believe. Youth is everything. Beauty fades, opportunity shrinks with age, happiness belongs to the young. Those messages are everywhere. In magazines, in advertisements, in movies, and sometimes even in casual conversations. For years, I accepted them without question. I thought that by the time a woman reached 60, she was supposed to quietly step aside and let the younger generation take center stage. But something remarkable happens when women actually reach this age. Instead of disappearing, many of us begin to reappear, stronger, clearer, and more confident than ever before. It does not happen overnight. The change begins slowly, almost quietly. One day you realize you are no longer trying so hard to please everyone. Another day you notice you are speaking your mind without the same fear of judgment that once followed you everywhere. Little by little, the weight of other people's expectations begins to fall away. For decades, many women live lives that revolve around responsibility. We care for children. We support partners. We help aging parents. We work hard in careers that demand our attention. We become experts at putting ourselves last. There are dinners to cook, homework to help with, bills to pay, appointments to remember, and problems to solve. In the middle of all of this, our own dreams often wait quietly in the background. Sometimes they wait for years, but when a woman crosses the threshold into her 60s, something shifts. Children grow up, careers slow down or change direction. The constant noise of obligation begins to fade. And in that silence, a powerful question finally has room to emerge. What do I want? For many women, this question feels both exciting and unfamiliar. After so many years of caring for others, turning attention inward can feel almost strange. Yet it is also deeply liberating. Some women rediscover passions they once loved. A woman who painted in her 20s picks up a brush again after 40 years. Another woman who always loved music joins a community choir. Someone else signs up for a dance class simply because it sounds fun. The beautiful truth is that joy does not expire with age. In fact, it often grows stronger when we allow ourselves to experience it without guilt. Another change that comes with age is the quiet confidence built from experience. By 60, a woman has lived through countless chapters. She has known success and failure, love and heartbreak, moments of courage and moments of doubt. She has solved problems she once believed were impossible. She has survived days she thought she could never survive. All of those experiences leave behind something valuable: wisdom. This wisdom does not shout for attention. It speaks calmly and clearly. It reminds a woman that she has already faced life's storms and emerged stronger. It tells her she no longer needs to prove her worth to anyone. In younger years, many women feel intense pressure to be perfect. Perfect mothers, perfect partners, perfect professionals, perfect friends, perfect in appearance and behavior. By 60, most women realize perfection was never the goal. Peace is. And peace often comes from letting go of unrealistic standards, letting go of comparisons that once stole our confidence, letting go of relationships that drain our energy, letting go of the constant belief that we must do everything for everyone. This process of letting go creates space for something better: authenticity. A woman in her 60s often begins living more honestly than she ever has before. She dresses the way she likes, not the way trends dictate. She spends time with people who make her feel valued and respected. She speaks her truth, even when it is not the most popular opinion in the room. There is incredible freedom in no longer pretending. One of the most joyful discoveries during this stage of life is friendship. Earlier in life, friendships sometimes compete with busy schedules filled with family responsibilities and work commitments. There is rarely enough time to nurture those relationships deeply. Later in life, that changes. Women begin meeting friends for long walks in the morning. They sit together in cafes, sharing stories and laughter. They talk about memories, dreams, and sometimes the strange surprises that aging brings. These friendships become anchors of joy. They remind each other that life is still unfolding. They encourage each other to try new things. They laugh about the past and look forward to the future with curiosity rather than fear. Laughter itself becomes more precious with age. The kind of laughter that fills a room and leaves everyone wiping tears from their eyes. The kind that reminds us not to take life quite so seriously. Health also begins to take on a new meaning. In younger years, many women exercise because they feel pressure to look a certain way. They count calories, chase unrealistic body standards, and sometimes treat their bodies more like projects than partners. After 60, the motivation often changes. Movement becomes a celebration of what the body can still do. A walk through the park becomes a moment of gratitude. Stretching in the morning becomes a way of greeting the day. Swimming, dancing, gardening, or practicing yoga becomes less about appearance and more about feeling alive. Food becomes nourishment rather than punishment. Meals become moments to enjoy fresh ingredients, comforting flavors, and the simple pleasure of sitting at a table with people we love. There is something deeply empowering about realizing that the body deserves kindness after carrying us through decades of life. Another beautiful transformation occurs in how women see themselves. Society often suggests that beauty belongs only to youth, but many women discover a different truth. Beauty evolves. It becomes less about flawless skin and more about presence. The lines around a woman's eyes tell stories of laughter. The silver in her hair reflects years of experience and resilience. The calm confidence in her voice carries the weight of lessons learned through time. There is elegance in authenticity, and many women find that they feel more comfortable in their own skin at 60 than they ever did at 30. This stage of life also invites exploration. Without the constant pressure of earlier responsibilities, women begin asking new questions about what they want to experience. Some travel to places they once only dreamed about. Walking through historic streets in distant cities, or watching sunsets from quiet beaches becomes deeply meaningful. Others focus on learning. They take classes, read books, explore art, or study subjects that once fascinated them, but never fit into busy schedules. Curiosity does not disappear with age. In many cases, it becomes stronger because the fear of failure has weakened. Trying something new at 60 carries far less pressure than it did at 20. There is also a growing desire to give back. Many women discover fulfillment in mentoring younger people, volunteering in their communities, or supporting causes that matter deeply to them. After decades of gathering knowledge and experience, sharing that wisdom becomes a powerful source of purpose. Perhaps the most important transformation of all is the shift in perspective about time. When we are young, we often believe time is endless. We postpone dreams, we delay adventures, we assume there will always be another opportunity later. By 60, many women understand that time is precious, not in a frightening way, but in a clarifying one. Moments matter more. Sunsets are noticed. Conversations are valued. Small joys, like a warm cup of tea, a good book, or a quiet afternoon in the garden, feel rich with meaning. Life slows down just enough for its beauty to become visible. And in that slower rhythm, happiness often appears in ways we never expected. The revolution happening among women over 60 is not loud or dramatic. It does not involve protests or headlines. It happens quietly in living rooms, gardens, walking paths, art studios, libraries, and cafes. It happens every time a woman chooses joy instead of worry. It happens when she laughs without caring who hears her. It happens when she starts a new hobby, books a trip, makes a new friend, or simply decides that her happiness matters too. This revolution is built on a powerful realization. Life does not shrink after 60. It expands. It becomes more honest, more peaceful, and often more joyful than the decades that came before. The golden years are not a slow fading of light. They are a sunrise that many women never expected. And every morning when the sun rises, there is another chance to live fully, love deeply, and smile with the quiet confidence that comes from knowing this chapter of life may be the most beautiful one yet.